Hey guys, Zack here, and this is my review of One Piece Season 1, Episode 11. So, this episode does a lot of things. It introduces an arc for the upcoming episodes, kinda sorta. And it also paints a couple of characters in a negative light. So the episode opens up with the butler, Claudor, who is actually kind of important, so remember him. Shortly after Luffy jumped the fence and brought everybody in with him, Claudor walks up and starts telling everybody to leave. Then he also knows that Usopp is there as well, and basically calls Usopp's dad a piece of shit, and by extension calls Usopp a piece of shit as well. And this kind of upsets Usopp a lot because Usopp reveals that he's proud of his father and beats the butler up a little bit over it, punches him right in the jaw, which he kind of deserved it because he was just kind of saying how Usopp isn't the best guy and that he doesn't like that Kaya hangs out with him because of how much of an exaggerator he is. And then Usopp points out that yes, he is a bit of an exaggerator, but he's also very proud of his dad and would never lie about how proud he is of his dad. And then Usopp leaves in a huff and says he's never coming back. And Luffy is upset on Usopp's behalf and goes to check to see if it's okay. Meanwhile, the new character who I called Hipster Slash, I think his name was, Pirate Slash. He shows up and reveals himself to be a hypnotist named Django. And he also meets up with Claudor, who had a heart-to-heart with Kaya in the scene before and told her that 3 years ago he was thrown off his ship and had been let in by her kind father. This is revealed to be a lie because in the scene following you'll see what I mean. So Luffy comes in to give old Usopp a little bit of comfort, a little pat on the back, and then they realize that Claudor's with Django the hypnotist, and that they're planning to kill Kaya, so Claudor can attain her fortune through her will, using Django's hypnotist powers. Which, given that it's been a running joke in this episode that he sometimes hypnotizes himself by accident, I can't see this plan actually working. And then he sees that Luffy and Usopp are there, and Luffy tells him that they're not allowed to kill Kaya, but that Django hypnotizes him, and Luffy falls off a cliff. He's perfectly fine, but all the other characters think he's dead at this point, even though he's not. He's just sleeping. He's just sleeping, and he's perfectly fine. He just fell off a cliff. It's nothing. It's nothing to Luffy because he's made of rubber. He has a rubber skull. He can't feel any of that. And Usopp, upon hearing this, runs off toward the village to warn everybody. Even though Claudor, whose real name is revealed to be Captain Kuro, he reveals that that Usopp isn't going to do much because everybody thinks he's a liar and he has a reputation as a liar, so he's not going to do much, and there's really nothing he can do. And I'm surprised, and I'm convinced that this is going to be some sort of ironic twist, and that Usopp is actually going to save the town despite being labeled as a liar. I can imagine that. It's also revealed in this episode that Kuro was believed to be dead, but he actually just swapped places with a doppelganger, and nobody knew the wiser. And the doppelganger was executed in place of him, but that's really it. But yeah, so their plan was to hypnotize Kaya into writing her will, then have the entire crew come in, kill pretty much everybody, so that Kuro could get her fortune and become extremely wealthy, and then leave with her wealth. But that's what he's been planning for the last 3 years. So it's this episode though, I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. I can't imagine it playing out in Kuro's favor because Django often hypnotizes himself by accident, and I can't imagine it working out long term. But I have to know, if you guys have seen this episode of One Piece, what did you guys think? Let's get a comment discussion going down in the comments down below or over on my Discord server, link in the description as always. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching this review. If you liked it, hit that like and the subscribe button. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!